Hello, my name hello. My name is Grace Sweeney. This is my first time doing one of these, so if I'm making any mistakes on how I'm doing it, please let me know in the comments. Today, I would like to talk about the top 5 things that, to me, make an anime truly amazing. I'm going to go from my number 5 item to number 1. Number 5 for me would be that the character interaction has to be believable. Take, for example, the difference between Sailor Moon Original and Sailor Moon Crystal. It's hard to believe these girls are able to work as a team at all. There is so much fighting going on in the original Sailor Moon that it's not even funny. They're making fun of each other right and left, it seems, especially Usagi, getting picked on a lot by Ray. But in Sailor Moon Crystal and the graphic novel, most of that does not happen. So that, to me, makes it easier to believe these girls are able to work together. They don't fight and pick on each other in ways that just seem mean in the original anime. Sure, it happens. They're teenage girls, 14 maybe. It's gonna happen. But the fact that it doesn't happen all the time, the fact that they know when to not do it, shows me that there is a huge thing to be said about it. Number 4, I don't want the romance overdone in an anime. Sure, it's a genre. I understand that. But make it acceptable in how much you're doing it. If an anime is about romance, fine, sure. Just don't make every scene a kissing scene. Now, granted, I have yet to actually see an anime that overdoes the romance, but I'm sure there are ones that do. But again, this is a personal list of what to me makes an anime truly spectacular. Number 3, the pacing. Some anime are just too fast or too slow. They bore you. Now, I personally have ADHD. I cannot sit still and pay attention for long periods. No, just not happening, which is why this video is going to be fairly short. But the pacing has to be good. If there's a fight scene, don't stretch it out over 4 or 5 episodes. Come on, seriously. But don't have it last 2 minutes either if it's a really major battle. It's a huge thing. If it's a major battle, maybe 2-3 episodes if necessary, with other material cut in to show what else is going on during that battle. Don't make it just all about that. Again, pacing, though. If, like Sailor Moon or Usagi and Mamoru, Serena and Darien, if you want the English names, went from not being able to stand each other to fight against Zoisite, one of the big enemies. All of a sudden, they get their memories back, and then they're head over heels for each other? Why? It just seems out of the blue, sudden. There's no real, how did this happen, is the sort of thing I ended up thinking. There's no real, oh, that's wonderful. It's like, what? How? I'm at a loss. But in Crystal, they paced it better. When Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask met as Usagi and Mamoru, I got that instant feeling of reaction between them. I saw there was an instant connection. I didn't get that in the original anime. But I noticed right away there was going to be something between them, more than just what they had in the original. It felt natural to me. Okay, next. The story has to have a good plot. Come on. Plot is essential. I don't care what it is. Everyone has a different definition of what's a good plot. For me, Sailor Moon had a good plot, but the characters were lacking. There's another anime, Buso Renkin, that I particularly enjoy. Now, this one I can actually put as a toss-up. I think the plot is good. Others may think, oh, it's just another fighting anime. My number one example, though, of good plot would be Yu Yu Hakusho. Yes, it looks like just another type of Dragon Ball Z type of thing. Just another fighting anime. Character dies in episode 1, comes back to life, and then just goes on fighting and fighting and fighting. I mean, come on. It seems like it's just one of those. But I learned pretty quick that that wasn't the case. This entire story could actually be a metaphor for growing up, and that in and of itself changed the plot for me entirely. Every demon Yusuke fought could have represented an emotional or just psychological demon that teenagers face growing up every day. And that actually leads me up to what I think is the number one thing that makes an anime truly spectacular. Character development. People do not seem to touch on this one when talking about why they love an anime. Character development is key. Sailor Moon Crystal represents this as one of the best examples. Sailor Moon starts off, yes, typical 14-year-old, kind of clumsy, bit of a crybaby. What teenager isn't? Thrust into a world of battle she knew nothing about. And she grew up hard, fast, and badass. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that, but she went from tripping over her own feet occasionally, because let's face it, at 14, we've all done that. I know I have. Even now, 28. But she went from tripping over her own feet and needing to be rescued occasionally, not every time like in the original anime, occasionally needing rescue. She went and changed everything. She, by episode 7 or 8, was amazing. Not the same 14-year-old girl who walked into that jewelry shop unknowing of what she could do, who she was, and just what a world she was stepping into. She jumped in it, both feet first, and proceeded to learn fast and hard. Another good example, I think at least, would have to be Busou Renkin. Now, this anime is not fairly well known. I'm certain of that. It's a small 26 episode series, no season 2. Well, technically. I guess there is. Maybe. Look that up. I don't know. Anyways, small 26 episode show. Episode 1. Main character is terrified, but wants to try to help. But his character grows and develops in very subtle ways. I don't like it where the developments are huge and overt unless there's a huge life-changing experience. But in anime, that's typically going to happen. But even after essentially being killed and brought back to life, he still is rather the same. He doesn't change from energetic and quite happy. He doesn't become dark, depressing, any of that. He doesn't lose his determination to help others. Instead, it grows. But at the same time, he matures. He's able to grow, learn, and even eventually fall in love. I mean, who expected that? Come on, really? But it happens. Anyways, let me know what you think makes an anime wonderful. Did I miss anything that you think should have been on the list? Again, this was a personal opinions list, but I can most likely see where you're coming from with a good enough argument. Anyways, let me know in the comments, and let me know how I did. This is my first video. I might do a few more. Signing off.